Can I pause, Dave, and button up my shirt? Welcome to Business Live TV, where we talk all things business and marketing.
Getaway Factory.
Today I have Cherie Stokic with me. She is a CEO, a speaker, and a trainer. And I've got some questions for you, Cherie, if that's okay.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. So, for those who don't know you,
Yes.
tell us what you do and what your business is.
And maybe where I started from?
Yeah, where you started from.
Good start. Look, thanks, Zion. I started in business probably when I was 21 years old with my first business. It was a manufacturing business.
Okay.
I grew up in a family where both my parents were business owners. We were very much, exposed to what it's like being a business owner, and I always wanted to be a business owner myself. I loved the idea of setting up a business, developing a business and growing a business. So, I remember when I was younger, I used to read, the E-Myth and Rich Dad, Poor Dad, great books, and I used to just always dream about having my own business. So at 21, I had my own business. So my parents, my dad had a manufacturing business and my mum had a beauty salon. And my first business was a manufacturing business myself. And it was fantastic. The only difference that between my parents and myself is that the businesses that I've had over the years, I've never worked in. So I've actually set up the businesses so they run when I'm not there. Okay. Which has meant that I could actually spend the time on and focus on really growing the business as opposed to getting in and just, having another job.
Did your business do well from the start? Like, did it take off straight away, or what was the process from starting to being successful?
Look, it started slow only because we needed to spend some time setting up a lot of the systems in the business, and I think it was important for us to test and measure some of the marketing automation with our clients and with our prospects before we could actually go and implement them into other businesses.
So on that, so Cherie's really good at this marketing automation stuff, right? So tell us what that means, and that that's a bit of a jargon word. That sounds great. Yeah. And it gets thrown around a lot, but I want to really get to the nuts and bolts of what does it mean.
Look, it's one of these terms that a lot of business owners hear and they say, look, I need marketing automation in my business, but where do I start? Yep. And look, I have to be honest, for me, I was at that stage as well. I knew that I needed some automation in my business to be able to grow. Marketing automation, just to put it simply, is the use of software to automate a lot of your repetitive marketing tasks. So, for example, you might be doing an email marketing campaign, or you might be doing some social media activities. It's the actual automation of those repetitive activities. Okay, awesome. Yeah.
So for example, rather than when people do their marketing, a lot of it's manual, right? Like from posting to sending an email to picking up the phone. It's almost like if I want to call a prospect, for example, then I'll diarise it in my diary, manually diarise a date, for example. So you're saying that marketing automation, if done properly, will take all that kind of manual work away?
Yeah, and look, we have a lot of business owners that say, look, we only want some parts automated. We want to be able to actually reach out and pick up the phone and actually call someone. And even the task of doing that and, diarising it, as you say, all of that gets automated.
Yeah, because I think, with my business, I think we take for granted how much time spent on, for example, remembering to call someone. Yeah. You got to remember it. You got to then put it in your diary, put a date there. Then if you do make the phone call, then you manually diarise to follow up in another 2 weeks, and it's just manual. So I totally understand. You're saying let's take that all away.
Well, and look, you've touched on one of the biggest mistakes that we see business owners make today is failing to follow up.
Yep.
It's 81% of businesses stop contacting a business after 1 to 2 touch points. Right. Because they think, they're not interested in my product or they're not interested in my service. And it may not always be the case. And it's the person that keeps in contact with them for when they're ready to buy that they'll actually go and buy with.
Right.
So
Right, okay. So as part of what you do, you help businesses to keep in contact with their customers, but not in the manual kind of, inefficient way, in an automated way.
in an automated way, and it could be a matter of, one step could be just educating them. It
Yep.
doesn't always have to be a sales, hey, here's my product, buy my product. It could always be, it could be a, hey, here's the top 10 tips that we've found of how to grow your online marketing presence.
Yeah,
Just
cool.
using your business as an example.
Yeah,
So,
awesome.
Just those sort of steps could be put into the sequence and
Cool.
automated.
Yeah, brilliant. So how does that typically work? What's the process like? Does it take a lot of time to set that up, and then once it's set up, it's pretty cool, and you don't really have to get in there and tweak the system too much?
What we've just discussed here is one campaign.
Right.
This is one way that marketing automation can actually help a business. And what we do when we start working with a business is we actually sit down and we'll actually go through, okay, what is the first thing that you want to actually automate in your business?
Yeah.
It could be long-term nurture, or it could be getting your leads from social media into a long-term nurture campaign, whatever
Yeah.
it is, and once you've built that campaign, the fantastic thing is once it's built, you just keep
Yeah.
feeding leads into it. That's
system.
That's a fantastic thing. Just to give you an example, the other day I was doing speaking to a business owner, and they just said to me, "Look, can you send me this document?" And I was like, "Okay, right, not a problem." I was on the road all day, and I was thinking, how am I going to send this document? And I really wanted to follow up straight away. And look,
Yeah.
what we've actually set up with the software that we use is there's an app. So I actually just manually typed in their details, because they text me and said, "Look, here's my email address. Can you send me this document?"
Okay.
Typed in manually into the
Wow.
app
Yep.
their details, attached a
Beautiful.
tag
Yep.
that said, "Send them this document," pressed OK, they automatically went into this campaign, and they
Wow.
automatically received the document, and then now they're getting long-term nurtured.
Right, so from that point on, they're part of that journey. So you might send, that document will get sent because that's their
Yep.
immediate request. Then maybe
Yes.
2 weeks later they get something else. Then maybe a month later they get another email of value to them.
Yeah.
So that's what you're talking about, isn't it?
Exactly.
That's very cool.
So rather than, we can see, have they downloaded the document?
Yep.
If it's a video, we can see, have they watched the video? There's so much detail that we can get
Beautiful.
just from information from that, and we can follow up based on what they've clicked on.
That's awesome. And would it be fair to say that not all sales come straight away or within the next 3 months? Sometimes they might take a year or 18 months or 2 years. So
Yeah, look, they say the statistic I saw the other day was 45% of buyers will buy from someone
Yep.
within a year.
Yep.
That's huge. That's like, if you think of all the people that you've met, and you're going to hate me for this, but you think of all the people that you met
Yep.
over the years who haven't bought from you and haven't had any sort of follow-up. Who did they buy from? Who
Yeah.
kept in contact on a
Yeah.
regular basis?
Yeah. I want to talk a bit about the business side of things now. So tell us more about your experience with business. Like, would you ever go back to working for the man?
I wouldn't. I have done in the past. I have actually gone, you know what, I need to just go and get a job. And every day I was kicking myself, because once you're in business and you start to, you get your creative opportunities, and you start thinking about things that you can do in your business and how you can grow. Just the opportunities that come with owning a business is so far greater than, having a job. I was going to say, the only thing is you do sleep well at night.
If you work for the man.
If you work for the man, you do sleep well at night.
Yeah, because I don't sleep.
Yeah. And you don't. And look, that just comes, it's part and parcel
Part
of
of the
owning a
territory.
business.
So on that,
Go on.
what keeps you up at night?
What keeps me up at night? Probably mostly the ideas. I'm very much an ideas person. I've got great ideas about how, different things to do with a business. I've got great ideas for my clients. I love coming up with really creative ideas to help them to stand out from the crowd.
So that keeps you up at night, yeah? So not necessarily always the stress or the bad stuff. Sometimes it's the good stuff
No,
as well.
it's my mind. I can't switch
Your
it off.
mind's going
It's
nuts.
fantastic. I mean, it's great in one sense, but in the other, it'd be nice to get, my business partner and I the other day were saying, can you remember what it was like to have a big sleep at night? I was, no.
Not,
you know?
1998, yeah.
Yeah. And you don't. If you're in business and you love business and you love being in business, you don't want to go back and have a job. You just...
You love it.
You love it.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
I can attest to that.
Yes.
And so what are the biggest challenges in running your business? Is it cash flow? Is it marketing? Is it getting sales? What do you think is the biggest challenge?
Do you mean in my business personally?
Yeah, personally.
Yeah? So some of the challenges that we're currently facing are probably we're growing faster than we can actually create systems.
Good problem to have.
Yeah, to create the systems. So, one thing I was doing this morning was spending about 45 minutes sending an email and, knowing full well that if we create the cookie cutter template that will actually help to solve that, it's actually the time to work on our own business. So, as much as we can, but, we are growing at a very fast rate.
Yeah, awesome.
So, which is a great problem. The only thing is, we do need to make sure that our own foundation is built correctly.
So you're spending a lot of time building your foundation at the moment, setting up your systems and all that?
Yeah, we are trying to. Obviously, we've got people that we need to look after and help. At the same time, we are trying to really focus on getting those systems in our own business set up.
Yeah, okay. Amongst all these aspects of your business, all the services that your business provides, what's your favourite one? So you've got marketing automation, you've got the sales training, you've got a bunch of things that you do. What's your favourite one and why?
Ooh, that's a good question. Look, I have to say probably my favourite is training.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would have to say I love just being in front of people and being able to inspire people and give people ideas and, just to help them with, some strategies or some tips of how to grow their business or, even just some tips of how to actually do their sales better or their sales process or, some strategies around marketing, just in anything that can just help a business. I say in my training, if you can walk away with, one or two things that you can put into your business right now can make such a difference to what they're doing.
What are the biggest things that businesses fall down on when it comes to sales and marketing? And what can they do about it?
Yeah, so with marketing alone, we'll focus on marketing.
Yep.
One of the biggest mistakes that we see businesses make is they get really, really busy running their business, and it's only when they get quiet or something happens in the economy or a competitor opens up down the road that they think, now's the time to start doing some marketing. And by that time, sometimes it's too late, and we've seen businesses close because they've waited too long to actually do some marketing activities.
Agreed.
So having consistent marketing strategies in place will really help a business to keep their sales consistent.
So when you say that, do you mean having the marketing system set up and just tweaking along the way so that it's ticking away in the background, generating leads? So even in your quiet times, the direct leads might not be coming in, but the leads from your marketing are coming in. Is that how you see it?
Exactly. And you don't have this big roller coaster of sales, and having that, things are quiet. I tell you what, I was talking to a business owner the other day and they just said, we just did this email marketing campaign. We just went back to our database that we haven't contacted in years, like 2 years or something. And we just sent them an email. And we're going, okay, so what was the plan or the strategy behind doing something like that? So essentially they've what we call woken up the zombies. So they've woken up these, these dormant people, and to try and sell them something, and there's no plan or there's no follow-up or there's no next step.
Gotcha.
So, a lot of business, if I could have $1 for every time I hear a business owner say, look, I just went and, I've got my database and I haven't contacted them in 2 years and I just went and sent them an email and what's the response? Nothing. It happens.
No leads, no sales.
Exactly. Some of these people are going, why am I hearing from them now? Obviously they're not doing so well.
So the biggest thing would be random email blasts to their database.
Yes.
With no strategy, with no focus.
No plan.
No value as well.
What if they click on something? Is there something to download? A what if analysis?
Gotcha.
What if they click here? What next?
Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned for part 2 of my interview with Cherie, where Cherie will talk more about marketing automation. Until then, you're watching Business Live TV. See you later.